me over here.
I'll go.
Steve?
Mine's kind of shorter.
Okay.
Not that short, but kind of shorter.
Okay.
Have either of you heard of a man named Calvin Graham?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna
The inventor of the cracker.
I'm gonna tell you when
It's so stupid.
when this man was born and where, and then what he did. He was born April 3rd, 1930. Keep
Okay.
that in mind.
Mhm.
1930. He was the youngest U.S. serviceman to fight during World War II.
So in 1930.
Whoa. So
Wait.
he could not have been older than 15.
Yeah.
That is the oldest he could be.
Oh, that's what you would think. He was born in Texas, and he decides, I'm going to join the Navy because my father died and my mother remarried. I'm getting out.
Mhm.
I got nothing else to do.
He enlists in the Navy August 15th, 1942.
So he's 12.
12.
He's 12 years old.
How?
He goes to boot camp for 6 weeks at 12 years old. He gets deployed to the USS
Was he a
South
giant?
Dakota in
He tried
Pearl
to
Harbor.
pull like a Captain America in the movies.
He gets assigned to Pearl Harbor on the USS South Dakota.
Okay.
Okay.
October
Obviously, it's
26th,
after the
1942, kid sees action. Battle of the Santa Cruz. He gets a Navy unit commendation for the service.
really.
Yep. Not only that,
How did he pull this off?
We need someone that can fit in there that's very small.
November
I'll do it.
14th,
Yeah.
November 14th, 1942, he gets wounded during the Battle of Guadalcanal. He was serving as a loader for the 40 millimeter anti-aircraft gun.
Fighting off zeros.
Yes, he gets hit by shrapnel while taking a hand message to an officer. How badass is this kid? Even though he has fragmentation wounds, he's helping rescue by aiding and pulling wounded aboard the ship safely.
He has to be a massive 12-year-old, right?
Yeah, like, yeah.
The kid gets the Bronze Star Medal and Purple Heart. And a second Navy unit commendation.
And he inspired
It's
the
Benjamin
first,
Button.
Yeah. He inspired the first American child soldier unit.
He was one of the
Led
few,
by the American General Coney.
he was one of the few child soldiers in the United States. The youngest serviceman to fight during World War II.
How did he pull this off?
Here we go. So South Dakota returns to the coast in December.
The ship.
Yeah, and it took.
the
Listen to how
state.
brutal. Listen to how
I'm
brutal
going to the
this was.
beach. See you later, North.
It's so dumb.
They need an overhaul and to actually get repairs for the ship. The ship took 42 hits from 3 separate enemy ships. This kid was in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Does
So,
Andrew hit put his
Navy-
finger in a dike?
Like
Well,
you
here's
said,
what happened.
he was at Guadalcanal. The Navy got battered at Guadalcanal and had to abandon the Marines on the island for
He
like
was
a month.
yeah. He went through it.
Mm.
This kid finds out that his grandmother's funeral is in Texas.
That's where all my exes are.
All my exes leaving.
without permission from the
Texas.
Navy, though, so he has to spend 3 days in the brig.
Oh, because he went to the funeral?
What happens
Mm.
when he's at the funeral? Mother finds out and is
Where the
like,
hell have you been?
Yeah, like, what is going on? You know, excuse me, not 3 days. He spent 3 months in the brig.
Oh, okay.
He was released because his sister threatened to contact the newspapers because it's like, this is a kid. What are you doing?
Yeah.
He tried to return to the ship, but he was discharged from the Navy in 1943.
So they found out.
Yeah. Yep. His mother was like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why are you in uniform?
Why is he killing Japanese?
Right.
Why did he have, why
He's
did he have
13.
Purple Heart?
Yeah, he has a Bronze Star. Excuse me.
Ma'am, your son is a hero, and we can't afford to lose him.
Well, he was discharged in 1943, and
He's killed 12 men.
they actually revoked his awards.
Why?
What?
South Dakota's
That's what
gunnery
happened to
officer.
Nick Papa Giorgio when he won all those cars.
Yep. He
Could've
was then
caught
working
him
in a
with a car.
shipyard as a welder because he dropped out of school. At 14, kid gets married, becomes a father the following year, At 17, he was already divorced and goes to the Marine Corps.
This is the toughest kid ever.
Yeah. He just like, he was born like 30 years old.
In the Marines, he actually, instead of getting a discharge, it's considered an honorable discharge for his service at the Navy because Jimmy Carter approved it. So all of the medals except the Purple Heart were reinstated because that's, I don't know why.
How do you not give the kid a
Yeah,
How do you not do it?
wounded.
Don't worry, this is a happy ending. 1988 rolls around and the story becomes public.
He's 15.
Yeah.
By the way, this kid, you know, is a chain smoker from like 10 years old on. He legitimately probably looks like an oven mitt.
I've seen some shit.
In 1988, Graham, because he was technically discharged and now all of a sudden it was honorable discharge, in the Navy, sadly, he goes to the Korean War.
Okay.
In 51, he falls off a pier and breaks his back.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Purple Heart?
So technically,
This kid just wants to kill.
Yeah.
But
Born to kill.
in 1988, they were like, we're going to give you the full beneficial services and everything that you've done. He gets like, you know,
And at 90, he re-enrolled in
full coverage.
kindergarten.
I'm going to get my education.
Yeah.
Sadly, he dies 1944, I believe. And
What? You just told me he was in
1994,
Korea. Yeah.
1994,
94.
excuse me, 1994, and they reinstate his Purple Heart officially. So he still has all the medals that he achieved as a kid.
What
and
was
all the
his,
benefits of him
do you know
being
what
a
his
veteran.
career was?
What do you mean?
Soldier.
Just a career military man?
I mean, as long as the career was, it was a very short
He
career.
said he was welding.
He
Yeah.
was welding at a harbor for a little while.
Okay.
In between joining the Marines instead
Mm-hmm.
of the Navy because the Navy won't let him in again.
This guy being a longshoreman is like the least shocking like job possible for this guy.
Yeah, so he had a good amount of service medals
I
here.
love this kid.
Yeah, and the picture of him, when you look, you're like, I could see why. He looks like a 17, 18-year-old kid. And he's like 12.
He looks like a kid, but it's it could be an older kid.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the story of probably one of the most badass kids in World War II, Calvin Graham.
Very cool.
Yeah.